What is up, fragrance family? Back on my channel. Thanks for joining me here again, once again, Steven Sturgill. Once again, guys, we are looking at, yes, another tobacco-based scent. But this has a lot of other things going on besides tobacco, so you need not fear if you're not a hardcore tobacco head or tobacco lover like I am. This isn't necessarily all about the tobacco. It's got a lot of other major players in here, and I might well say that the tobacco is maybe only a secondary or even tertiary character in here. It's in here, no doubt. It's not necessarily the prime player in this blend. Looking at the house of Jovoy, Jovoy Paris, France. This is, as you can see right there, Les Jeux Sont Faits, which has a couple of sort of transliterations in English. Before I get into that, let's open the beautiful presentation. Yep, this is a little pricey, guys, not gonna lie, but sometimes you do that very heavy box, I might add, unusually large and heavy for a bottle of this size, which, okay, it's thick, but it's quite squat. For pretty heavy cap, definitely metal, no doubt, very heavy. Heavy bottle in general, Jovoy. And there's the title on the side. Les Jeux Sont Faits. Which again transliterates to you. Okay, it either transliterates or sort of colloquially means the chips are down, or in English, if you want to go a bit further, it's very similar to stakes are set, all bets are in, all bets are final, stuff like that. It's when the croupier makes the final call. That tells everyone that's it, all bets are final, all bets are set, no more action at all, it's too late. If you didn't go, you have to wait till the next spin of the, I don't know what those are, marbles or whatever. Okay, so this is a very masculine, ambery, leathery tobacco, cedarwood type vibe scent. It's very pungent, refined, strong, really just a wonderful, wonderful scent. Absolutely, it's pretty phenomenal. There's aspects about it that do remind me of Bentley Man Intense. I hope I'm saying that right. Or Bentley Intense, whichever one that is. It's just as far as that rich, cedary aspect. This is certainly higher dollar than that, and it is no way, shape, or form a doppelganger. I'm just saying that they kind of inhabit somewhat very similar spaces in the olfactory space, if you will. Let's take a look at the original, the actual note breakdown. Yeah, I figured this had patchouli in it. I wasn't quite sure. I definitely do get the cumin. Does have a little vanilla and labdanum in there. Vanilla's, yeah, it's dyed. It's not as prevalent as in the dry down, the deep dry down, and even then, it's a very modest role player. It's not at all going to just smash you over the head with a vanilla stick. So hardcore vanilla lovers, you may or may not like this. This is not. It's in there, like I said, no doubt, but it's not a major player here, at least not to my nose. I get more of a rummy, which it does have rum, some dried fruits accord. This has a really strong amberiness to it. I don't know that the amber accord is officially in here or not, but I pick up a lot of an amber-like accord. Maybe that's just the rum mixing with the dried fruits, mixing with the sandalwood and the patchouli and the vanilla, and especially, of course, the tobacco and cumin. There's also petitgrain in here in Angelica. And there is gin. I forgot to mention the gin. So there is a slight boozy quality to this fragrance. I'd say it's more than slight. It's quite evident. It's not overpowering, but it's very evident and quite obvious once you get your nose in there for a couple seconds. I could almost swear there's a light flowery type honey accord, but that's probably just the mixture of the dried fruits blending with the booze and the tobacco and maybe the angelica and the petitgrain. The sandalwood, of course, lending that creamy aspect to the blend. And the patchouli giving it a nice, earthy, slight funkiness that I swear I almost took for a very tiny, tiny bit of well-placed oud in the scent. So if you like oud, you really might like this because it has a little bit of that funky barnyard aspect, I think, from the patchouli combining with the cumin and the petitgrain mixing with that tobacco leaf, etc., etc., etc. It's very French. It's very earthy. Again, it's boozy. The tobacco is prominent, but it's not the main. It's not the main player. I'd say it's definitely does its thing. Probably comes out more in the mid to the dry down, but it's not. It's not just a tobacco-based scent. You know what I mean? Tobacco is no doubt a prime player. It's not necessarily as obvious as in a lot of other very, very heavy tobacco-based scents. Yeah, but it's there. It's I would say the tobacco that's in here is sort of like a medium dry, medium wet, slightly resinous to pipe tobacco mixed with just a little bit of cured tobacco leaf. And again, those dried fruits maybe adding a little bit of a hint of a pipe tobacco. But for some reason, I'm not just getting pipe tobacco in here. I'm getting more of, like I said, I mean, not the traditional cherry or overly fruity pipe tobacco. For whatever reason, this doesn't smell exactly like a pipe tobacco to me, but there are certainly some similarities. That's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong. This is just a wonderfully sort of old world meets a little bit of the modern sensibilities. It's aristocratic, it's masculine, it's macho, but it's also quite refined. But it's very heady, very aromatic. I could almost swear also that there's just a hint of cinnamon in here. I don't know where that's coming from. Maybe they didn't list it. Maybe I'm just fantasizing that I'm getting it from the other chords. I don't know. But what a wonderful scent, guys. Get your nose on this. If you can't afford a bottle, buy a decant or get your hands on a sample size somewhere, somehow. I'm sure there's several sources out there on the World Wide Web. That's going to do it, guys. This is definitely more of a mature person's scent. Possibly could be unisex, in my opinion. I could imagine a woman wearing this, but she'd have to be very bold indeed. Otherwise, this is a man-only scent. But if you believe in such things. At any rate, that's going to do it. Occasions. Okay, I guess it's not going to do it. Just be careful with the sprayer if you're going to work. I don't know that you want to overspray this because it's such a powerhouse. It's near beast. I wouldn't quite say beast mode. It's very, very near, right on the cusp of true beast mode. So go easy on the sprayer if you're going into close quarters or to work. Date night, I guess it depends on the type of woman or man that you're going to be dating. Age group could be a serious factor. This may or may not go over very well with the younger crowd. Many of the younger women, in my experience, as a heterosexual male, not knocking the other proclivities out there, you do you, I'll do me, but I can only speak from my experience. When I'm sort of trying to impress younger women, many of them do not appear to like these types of very aromatic, pungent, tobacco spice bombs, heavy on things like cumin and patchouli, dried fruits, etc., etc., petitgrain. They tend not to go in for scents like this. I'm not saying never, I just mean as a rule. So what I find they tend to like is clean freshies, cool water type vibes. Just, I don't want to waste a whole bunch of time on that aspect, but that's what I have found out. They do like Aventus for what it's worth. Most of them really do like Aventus, and Green Irish Tweed also doesn't go over bad. It maybe seems a tad old-fashioned, but it's still pleasant enough for the younger crowd. But I think if I'm around an older woman, I think probably she can appreciate in general this type of an accord a lot easier, if that makes sense. And I would assume the reverse is absolutely just as true. If you're dating an older man versus a younger man, yeah, I think the same holds true for the most part. That's going to do it, guys. If you like, please subscribe. Click the bell for future updates. And I will see you in the next episode. Spray often. Spray well. Live life on your terms, baby, not someone else's. Love you guys. Peace out.